Shortcodes, shortcodes, shortcodes. I'm going to cover shortcodes in this tutorial. And if you're not really familiar with a shortcode, what a shortcode is basically something in the editor, more than likely an icon that you click that's going to do a shortcode. In fact, do a section of code for you that would do something interactive like a rollover or insert a button for you or insert a gallery for you. Or in this case, if you look at the home page, this pink box with this section of text, that was done through a shortcode. So let's just get right to it. I've already set up a page in the back end to save some time called Shortcodes. And what we're going to do is play with a few of these. And where you can find these shortcodes are these 8 little buttons right here, these icons that sit below these other icons. Actually, if this is opened up, this is what you would see. They'd be right here, depending on whether you have this closed or not, as well as if you're in visual or HTML mode. These are other shortcodes that I'm not really sure I'm going to get into these too much because there's just too many to cover in a tutorial. I'm not sure if everybody really needs these or not. So at least to start, I'm going to work on these right here. So first thing I'll do is I'll do a button. So if I come down here, I enter, I click this little icon, and just basically follow the instructions. I could choose from a small button, I can choose from a big button, I can choose from an icon button. And to make it easy, I'll do a small one. I'll choose my color. I'll just do a, how about a purple? Why not? Given the URL where it's going to go to, and the name of the button. And the button's dynamic as far as size goes, right? This is a pretty long name for a button, but the size of the button, it'll adjust to it. So if I update this, I view this page, I'll see that the button's taken the full width of this. Conversely, if I reduce the name to just button, you'll see that it's going to get smaller. Alright, see, it's much smaller. Okay, so that's it for button. A great way to add some interactivity to your site with some colors and some things like that. Next, what I want to show you is tooltips, and this is probably my favorite one. It's great for interactivity. So let's say there's a word in here, and that's really important, or you want to send another message or let someone else read some more information without them actually clicking or going somewhere. You can do what's called a tooltip, and that's basically a rollover, hover over action. So if I, let's see, I highlight this word, or excuse me, these words, click this little icon. First, I'm going to choose my color. I'm going to go ahead and do how about a green? No, pink, since we're in pink mode. Pink, that's the text that's going to be highlighted, or tooltipped, if you want. And then the message. Your message would go here. Tooltips are totally awesome. Go ahead and insert this. Update. Let's refresh this. Now what we'll see is a pink text right here, right here in the middle of this, right here. What happens when I roll over? I get my tooltip. Here's my box. Now you'll notice that the font is the same color as the tooltip box. So when you're doing your tooltips, if you got a font color, don't choose the same tooltip box as your font color. In this case, this font's black, so I have the option to actually choose black. So if I chose black for this, this is what happens. It now blends in. You can barely see it. It blends in with the text. So just think about that when you're creating your tooltips. Next, and actually I'll jump ahead, is remember when we first started this video, I did that. We had that little highlight, the highlight words that were in pink. That's really easy to do. Let's find this right here, this little easy highlight, click it, choose your color. Simple as that. Choose your color. So if I want to do yellow, insert, update. Yep, there's our little yellow highlight. So really, really easy. Let's see, these are notification boxes. I don't know why you would need that. I'm not even going to go over it. They're pointless, to be honest with you, but it's included. Next will be tabs. Excuse me, the Image slider, my mistake. Now this one's tough. I guess I'll go over it, but it might be a little more than you really want to sit here and watch right now. But image slider, let me click this. Basically, what we can do is make an image slider, just like you have on your homepage or somewhere else, where people cycle through and click through and look at a gallery, a small gallery in this section. So what you want to do is first set your size. So let's just go ahead and do 500 by 350. And then what's really important is you'll see this warning. An example will be inserted into your editor. Okay, what they're telling you is you still have more information you need to enter once you've done this. So first, we're just creating the size of the gallery. And I'm just making up this number. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'm just making this up. Insert. So here we are. Here is the slider. And what you'll see is the height and the width. And then what you'll see right here is your image URL. Now this is the part that unfortunately you have to do another step for. They have yet to figure out how to upload and insert an image directly into this all in one step. So what we got to do is find the images that we want. Now what is key is probably a good chance your theme or your site, it's going to auto crop. So if you're using this featured image section, you're inserting images, the system's auto cropping it. So if you upload a giant picture, it's going to shrink it down, crop it, make it look beautiful and perfect. However, this slider does not do that. You're going to have to actually upload the exact size of this section, which in my case, in this case, I've chosen 500 by 350. So when I upload a picture, it has to be 500 by 350. Alright, so with that in mind, let me go ahead and upload a picture. Let's see, I got one in here. Here we go, 500 by 350. Go ahead and upload this thing. I don't want to insert. Do not choose insert or use this featured image. We don't want to do that. What we do want to do is copy the link, which would go right here. Let's go ahead and update this. Refresh this page. Now we got the little slider, but hey, it's only one image. You know, obviously we need to put more. So what you're going to want to do is duplicate this to this right here where it says slide. See these from slide to close tag slide, and you would just change out your URL that's in the middle in there. Right? So let me go ahead and do that, do that. So 3 images. You would just change out the URL. I'm going to use the same one just for this particular demo. And what do we have? We now have 3 buttons, and they're just sliding. You're actually seeing the 3 different images. Obviously, our 3 same images. It would be different if you uploaded 3. But that's all it is to take care of that. So make sure you upload the exact size that you've specified in this section right here. Okay. Next, we're going to cover the toggled content. Let's go ahead and click this. And whether it's open or closed, let's start with closed. This is great for things like FAQs, and I'll show you. Let's say we're on an FAQ page, and you're doing your FAQ. So the question would be, can I cancel my account? Whoops. All right, there's your first one, toggled state, and then you would put your answer right here. So your text would go in there. Let me go ahead and copy some fake text. There we go. We'll update this, come back to the front end, refresh. And a little too close. Let me fix that real quick. Try this again. There we are. So that would be your FAQ. Can I cancel my account? I click the button. It opens. There's my answer. That's really great. So you could put a series of these right on top of each other. You know, your multiple FAQs and stuff, and just add them with your questions and your answers. If I update this page, now when I got a bunch of them, they're just going to work within each other and just kind of open and close and expand, and pretty cool little added interactivity on your site. You can also do tabs, and tabs, once you see these, make a little more sense. Work the same way. You insert it, and then you enter the content for each one. So if I did, let's see, button 1, 2, and 3, you'll notice these are separated with this little line in between. That's what actually makes the buttons. Insert, and then we put the content where it tells us, button 1 content. There's my content, button 2 content, right? Button 3 content. I just put in whatever text I'm going to put in there. Go ahead and update this. And yeah, look, we got tabs. Oh, I pasted in. I pasted in the toggle. Let me get that out of there. Let's try this again. Sorry about that. One more time. Let me try this again. Names, insert. All right. So, button 1 content, button 2 content, and then button 3. And you just simply paste in the text that's supposed to fit in there, you know, that you want to place in there. Let me refresh just to double check my work here. There we are. There's button 1, button 2, and button 3. So that's these 2 really cool little things you can do here as far as information and showing some different things on your site. Okay. Now this icon right here, I'm not going to cover at the time of this video. This is a mistake. This should not be in here. I need to get that out. So if you're watching this video when we first started, you notice that this one's not here. That's why. I'm not going to cover that one because it's actually is a part of another shortcode kit. What I do want to show you real quick, I'm not covering all these, is in HTML mode you actually have another set of shortcodes to work with. So if we click HTML, we'll see all these extra ones, which most of these are standard default ones, but some of these other ones like drop cap and 1/3 and stuff are actually part of the shortcodes that we've installed. So let's start with real quick with the drop cap. So if I take a sentence and I do that, let's see, and I highlight the C, do a drop cap. We'll see the drop cap of the C, because that's what I made, a drop cap. So that's really cool to start off a paragraph. So let me fill this out so you can get a better glimpse of what it looks like with like a full paragraph or, you know, a sentence with it, to see how it works. Seeing how the text wraps around it and everything. That's really a really neat little thing. Next, and probably the last thing I'm going to cover in this particular video on shortcodes is columns. And these always confuse people. You can do multiple columns and sections. So let's say we're going to do let's do a half. So which is a 1 and a 1. So we'll do 1/2. Our content would go here. Here goes our content. And then what we'll notice is after I clicked half, you'll see this half again with a /. Click that one. So this is the first paragraph because we're working with 2 columns. Next, I want to do half last because it's 1 column and then the left column and then the right column. The first column, the second column. So half last, again, content, and then the little slash, that little slash, half last. So you'll see, oops, let me see here. 1. Having a little bit of a problem here. There we go. Anyways, back to where it was. So what we want to do is create 2 columns and then close out the actual shortcode with this /. So you have to do the half first, then the half last at the end. So let's update this. And here we are. We got 2 columns. I'm going to do a third one, which is really tricky, but I'll pop that one in here real quick. This will really confuse you, by the way. Clear this just to make sure. This clear icon is great for clear. Basically, what's happening is making sure they don't bleed into each other and cause formatting issues. So let's say we do 3 columns. We do 1/3 content, right? Then we want to do the 1/3 again with the /. Notice the / in front of it. That's going to close that first column, right? We want to do another 1/3 content, and then what? What do we do next? We do the 1/3 with the /, just like we just did the last one to close this column. Now we have the last third column, because these are what? 3s, right? Third. So we'll see 1/3 last. Start that one, drop in your content, and then we want to close it. 1/3 last. Update this. Assuming I did this correct, we should have 3 columns, which we do. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. So you can actually play around, do a lot of neat things, but you just got to be really careful with the columns because you got to do them in specific exact order. And I do recommend that you put these clear in between this and other elements. Make sure that there's no formatting issues or problems. That's going to do it for the shortcode video. The other ones you guys can kind of play around and goof off with if you want to, mess with those. They're for the most part pretty self-explanatory and pretty easy to use.